I want to make sure we've got everything as it should be. Yeah? Yeah. All right. So I have to turn Viking music off or down because YouTube will flag it and I'll get the bad slap on the hand. It's okay. I pretty much get the bad slap on the hand anyway all the time. Is what it is, yeah? Yeah. All right. So I'm streaming live on YouTube and I'm streaming live right here on TikTok. So if you guys grab a reading from me, it will be streamed live. Okay. All right. So Miss Olivia, I have your cards right here for you. You ready? I'm only pulling from the Threads of Fate tonight because after that Reiki session, I feel like that's really all that's needed. Okay. So Miss Olivia, you have power. Then you have release. And then you have transmute. Love, for some reason, you have allowed someone to hold on to your personal power. You've given them the reins. You have an immense amount of power. You have an immense amount of energy. And you've allowed someone to take that power and take that energy from you. For the sake of love, for the sake of security, for the sake of being wanted. But all it's doing is draining you. I love how my ring keeps sliding around like that. This is my new sapphire and it keeps sliding around every time I'm talking to people. I think it's interesting. Miss Olivia, you have got to release the reasons why you're allowing this person. Actually, I think it's these people. I think it's more than one, probably two. You have to release the reasons why you're allowing them to hold all of the power over you. You have to. Because if you don't, they're going to continue to siphon it off until you don't have any left. Guys, when someone is able to get a hold of your personal power, your energy, etc., they can cause severe physical damage to you without ever touching you. They can cause heart problems. They can cause seizures. They can cause migraines. They can cause blood pressure issues. Don't allow someone to have your personal power and your personal energy to that point. You have to release the reasons why you're letting these people have this power over you, Miss Olivia. When you release those things, you're not going to know what to do with it because all of that power and all of that energy is going to come pulled right back to you. It's going to suck right back to you. This is where protecting your focus is key. Transmuting your energy and your personal power into something amazing for you will help those around you that you love. You have to secure your mask when it drops from the ceiling before you can help anybody else. You can't help anybody else if you're on the floor. So you need to transmute all of that bullshit into focus, my friend. Okay, Miss Olivia? Girl, you can do this easily. You've just been letting them hold on to your personal power way too long. When you're ready, you'll pull this back and you'll release the reasons why you've let them have your personal power for so long. Transmute it into focus, sweet pea. Transmute it into focus. All right, Miss Karen Wood, you ready? So for those of you guys that are watching on YouTube, just letting you know, I will keep the music on. They'll probably give me a slap on the hand for it. You can't hardly have any music anymore on YouTube. All right, Miss Karen. You have the observer, and then higher perspective. This is one of my favorite cards in here, by the way. And then you have surrender. Miss Karen, you have been observing for so long. You have a slew, a wealth of knowledge in there. Thank you, love. And I want you to notice the wings, how they get closer together, wide, closer together. These aren't wings, but look at the circle almost being closed. You've been developing this interesting observing way of cataloging things around you. You've been noticing energy. You've been noticing power. You've been noticing so much. Just observing people around you, observing situations, observing everything, literally everything around you. And as you've been observing these things, it has shifted you to such a higher perspective, not only of the people, the situations, and the things you're observing, but of yourself. And it's brought you to an impasse. You know that you have to let go of some things to move on. You know you have to let go of past versions of yourself so you can move forward. But here's the thing. For some reason, you're not ready to yet. I almost said you can't, but that's not it. You're not ready to yet. Okay? There's going to come a time here really, really soon. I'm going to say sooner rather than later, probably within the next week, that you're going to wake up and you're just going to let those old versions of you go. You're going to surrender the old versions of you. And you're going to find that when you do, and you step into the new version of you, the whole world will change in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye. Karen, you're a very, very powerful person, and you've been put on a path for a reason. That higher perspective that you're gaining is to help other people around you as well. Once you let go of the old versions of you, those people will be brought right back to your path. And I have a feeling this is just confirmation. So, guys, when you go through something like this and you have to surrender older versions of yourself, it's hard. It's hard. That is someone that you have known all your life, that you have had with you all your life. And now they're shifting and they're changing and they're leaving that part behind. Here's what I recommend, guys. I've gone through this shift a few times in my life. I've gone through a major shift in the last 4 or 5 years. You have to grieve that part of yourself. You have to grieve that part of yourself. Just like you would grieve the loss of a friend, of a loved one, of a family member. You have to grieve. And that grief is exactly like grieving losing someone around you. Allow yourself to feel those things. Allow yourself to enjoy the good parts of you and to take note of the bad parts of you. It is exactly like having a death in the family. It is to be celebrated and it is to be appreciated. Okay? All right, Miss Angela Taylor, you ready? Y'all are getting a super philosophical Bodhi this evening. Just letting you know. Letting you know. All right. Here we go, Miss Angela. You ready? You have movement. Notice the snake and the egg and the yawn. Then you have underworld. I love this card, by the way. And then you have soul work with the bee. Miss Angela. You're going through an intense period of movement right now in your path, in your soul, and where you're headed. I think that you've probably just started the main part of this. You've had the wiggles of movement for a while, but you've just started the main part of this movement. Here's the thing about movement. It has its good and it has its bad. You go through intense periods of joy and happiness, and you go through intense dark nights of the soul. And that's what's coming your way if it hasn't already hit you, is a dark night of the soul. This is going to take you into some deep, deep recesses of yourself. It's going to take you into some very deep feelings. It's going to take you into some very deep shadows that you haven't shown light on in a long time. It's because with this movement, you have to do a very, very intensive period of soul work, my friend. It's to shift and move you forward. As I yawn again, excuse me. Thank you, love. This soul work is really, really tough, but here's the thing. It's a lot of work and it's tough. So reward yourself when you move through some of those hard parts, okay? When you get into this soul work, reward yourself. That is key. That is key to moving forward, okay? You've got this, Miss Angela, I promise, okay? I know it's hard. I know it sucks, but that's why I'm here twice a week. That's why I'm here twice a week. So, well, I usually don't take on energy, guys. I saw somebody said that I took on all the energy. I usually don't take on energy. That's why I shake so much. I'm shaking it off. I have only gotten about 12 hours of sleep in 3 days. So once I am done here, I'm crashing. All right, Miss Malva, you ready? So for those of you guys that were asking what deck I am using, this is the Threads of Fate. And I can't remember which edition this is. It was one of their special editions with the holographs. And so I know that they are retiring a few of their decks. I know that their Shadow Edition Okay. All right. I'll put those exactly the way they fell. Their shadow edition is this one here. I can't remember what this one's called. If it's the Ascendant edition, I'm pretty sure that that's what it's called. But so you might look and see if this is one of the decks that's about to be retired. Now, I will say that this one right here, I think it was like 70 bucks, 70, 75 bucks. But they are absolutely some of my favorite cards. They don't pull punches. They don't pull punches. So I absolutely love their cards. And make sure you follow them on TikTok. They have the best little videos they put out. They're so cute. All right. Ready? So, Miss Malva, here you go. You have Dare to Dream. Then you have Ask Body, which fell upside down on the floor. And then you have Transmute, and it fell sideways on the floor. I'm putting them exactly the way they fell. Okay. So, you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of desires and a lot of goals in there that for some reason, you're not allowing to become reality. You're not allowing to become reality. Love, you need to speak these dreams and these wants and these goals into existence. You need to write them down. You need to write them where you can see them all the time. Write the smaller ones, write the bigger ones, write the massive ones. Start ticking them off your list. Now, here's the thing. That Ask Body is upside down. It tells me that here lately, you're allowing a lot of these wants to fester in there. You're putting them on the back burner for other people's wants. And it's not doing you any good. It's not doing you any good. It's actually causing you to hold all of their energy and get sick from it. You've got to let it go. You've got to let it go. This right here, being sideways, you can absolutely transmute all of that energy. But you've got to want to. You've got to want to. You've been comfortable in this relationship. And I said it that way for a reason, because in allowing somebody else to have their goals and their dreams and their wants and their desires fulfilled while yours are on the back burner, it's a relationship. You can transmute all of that stuff that they have, that they're keeping from you, into something amazing. Something amazing. By fully getting your energy and your power back and having your goals written down visually where you can see them and work toward them and make conscious moves and conscious efforts to work toward them, you guys can you can literally manipulate the world around you. Everybody seems to make it really, really hard, and it's not. Don't make it overcomplicated. Start with just pulling little pieces in, little bits of your energy, and putting them back into the universe for your path. Okay, my friends? Miss Malva. All right, Miss Minnie, are you ready? One of my other favorite cards in this deck. I saw you. You can't fool me. All right. You ready, Miss Minnie? Well, if I can get my list to come do the right thing here. All right. So you have play, and then you have the explorer, then you have versatility. So, Miss Minnie, girl, you have been working way, way too hard lately. I knew it was coming. You have been working way, way too hard lately. You have forgotten how to relax and play and have a good time and enjoy life. This is right here, one of my favorite cards in the deck. I love it. This is the Explorer card. Notice it's got the eye at the top and the heart at the bottom. Love, you've got to get back out and explore. You've got to play and relax. Find yourself again. Because you have forgotten how amazingly versatile you are. How amazingly versatile you are. Can't hold this card up too far. They're too long. I'll probably get banned from it or whatever. You've got to get back to relaxing and playing and exploring, Miss Minnie, okay? You've forgotten about it lately. There's been too much other things going on. And I know when I said that, you were probably like, well, I don't have time. I don't have time. I understand. Trust me, my mods can tell you, I absolutely understand. But it has to happen. It has to happen. You have to relax and enjoy life and get back to exploring. You really do. Okay? My dog just woke up and is making the weirdest noises. All right, Happy. Ready? No. So, guys, I've had seeing Tiffany's message. He's okay. I'm not. Shit. Y'all, I never realized how bad the allergies were here in Oklahoma until I started going out to the desert a lot. And I come back and it's like, it's dumb. It's dumb. All right, Happy Limbird, you ready? I knew that was going to do that. All right. So, Tiffany reminded me, I've had a lot of people request for me to open up some more tickets for my Seattle mediumship event. I had planned to get that done today, but I did not. I will have it done tomorrow. If I have enough people that would like to see me in Portland, I will happily do one there as well. The reason I canceled one in Portland is because it takes so much time and effort to find a venue, to book the venue, and get everything in order. Y'all have no idea how much of a pain it is. But that being said, I've had a tremendous amount of people that have asked to see me in Seattle. And so I want to make sure that you guys all get to see me in person. Okay. At the Oddities and Curiosities, it's just a one-day show, both in Portland and Seattle. So I may not be doing readings at those. However, if you guys would like to book an in-person reading with me, if you'll message the site, I'll only have time for a few in each city, okay? But I will happily do an aura drawing. I will happily do a mediumship read, a private one, okay? So, yeah. All right. Happy, you ready? So, you have withdraw sideways. Aw, y'all are so sweet. Then you have self-love. And then you have get wild. Apparently, you're coming out of a interesting little withdrawn patch here. I have a feeling you're still kind of in it. Like, I don't know if I really want to stay in hermit mode or be normal mode. So, the universe is going to pull you out of this withdrawal mode. You don't really have a choice, Happy. Okay? You don't really have a choice. The universe is going to pull you out of it. It's going to pull you out of it because it needs you to get back on this path of finding your own self-love. It needs you to realize how amazing you actually are, Happy. Not only do you need to realize how amazing you are and have your self-love put back where it is supposed to be. You have some things to do. Now, I'm just going to kind of leave this here. I'm just going to say the card is get wild. Now, to me, this represents some love. This represents relationships. It represents carnal knowledge, things like that. Things that I think you have kind of forgotten about and left by the wayside. Okay? The universe is not going to allow you to continue to be a hermit for too long, Happy. So if you're happy in hermit mode, enjoy it while you can, because the universe is going to pull you out of it. Period. I'm just saying what I'm saying. All right, Michelle Elms. Miss Julie Tibbs, I see you on my list. Are you here? Woo, I saw you. You can't do that shit. I don't think so, Tim. If Julie's here, I was just curious if she saw my emails today. That's all. Hey, did you see my emails today, Julie? Or my email? I think it was just one. I just want to make sure you got them. So for some reason, some of the emails that we're sending from the site are going to y'all spam or not getting delivered. So I'm trying to make sure that everybody's getting the emails when they're getting sent. So, all right, Miss Michelle, you ready? You also start off with movement. Good. I'm glad you got it. Good. You also start off with movement. Then you have the creator. And then you have take risk. So, Miss Michelle. Love, you're fixing to get shoved forward. You've recently had a pretty interesting epiphany. And as that epiphany fully sinks in, it's literally going to show you where you have this amazing amount of creator energy, creation energy. You can make things happen. You can manifest whatever it is that you want. And I don't think that you realize how much of that power you hold. So this epiphany is kind of a catalyst toward that. Once you realize that you have this energy, like the universe is going to show you in really, really obvious ways. So be careful with your words. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you put out there, okay? But when it comes, enjoy it. Use it. Take some risks with it. Okay? Don't just sit back and hold that creator energy in and be afraid to use it. Use the shit out of it, girl. The universe is ensuring that you know it's there and ensuring that you know how powerful you are. So absolutely use this creator energy. Take risks with it. Enjoy it. And the old gods love you too, my friend. It's amazing what's coming your way, Miss Michelle. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. I mean, you're going to be a little afraid of it because it's going to be overwhelming. It's what happens to all of us. But just embrace it. Just embrace it. Okay? I promise you won't be sorry. I promise you won't be sorry. All right. Rogue One. So I have Rogue One and then Julie Tibbs, then Kim Garcia. I have several others. Don't worry. You're welcome so much, sugar. Hey, Jeff. Some of them have. I've got a few more that I was dictating on the way home. You would think that after, because I use voice to text a lot. I think my mods have gotten pretty frequently fluent, unfortunately, in reading Bodhi's. But for some reason, when I was reading back over them to send them to SAS so they can get them sent out, I don't even know what the fuck it says. There's one that talks about dinosaurs. I didn't say dinosaurs. And every time I say y'all, it says ball or fall. Like, I really think that my iPad is fucking with me at this point. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I legit think the bastard's fucking with me. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't even know. Some of the stuff it said in there, I'm like, this is not what I said. And it's not what's on the radio. It's kind of comical. Maybe I should just send them that way anyway. Just saying. All right. So, Rogue One. You start off with surrender. Then you have the universe. And then I thought this was one, but it's actually two cards. So you have the creator, and then you have movement on top of it. This is one of my favorite songs to do Reiki to. So whenever I hear it, it's hard for me to sit still. So, Miss Rogue One. You have a couple of things in your life that are about to come full circle. Guys, coming full circle does not mean that things are going right back where they started from. It means that things are ending so something else can begin. One of these things in particular, you're holding on to really tightly. You're going to have to surrender. You're going to have to let it go. Hey, baby. Yeah. Oh, no, huh? You can come on in and hang out. You can leave the door open if you want. Just be quiet. Kind of quiet. Plus, it'd be nice to have some fresh air back here. So you're going to have to surrender that when that circle closes. And I'm not going to lie, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard because this is something, excuse my dogs for a minute. This is going to be something that's literally like the universe to you. It means that much to you. But in surrendering it and in letting the universe be its own universe, other things are going to get brought to you. You have an amazing amount of creative energy coming your way and an amazing amount of movement. So as soon as you're ready to surrender this, and as soon as you're ready for the universe to be its own universe, there's so much that is going to fill that void that you had no idea was even waiting for you. Now, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be overwhelming and then overwhelming and then overwhelming. And I'll throw in my dog for free, Zeus. But it's going to be fantastic. And I have a feeling that by this time next year, Zeus, by this time next year, you're going to look back and go, why was I holding on that hard? Why was I holding on that hard? Yeah. Have you guys never seen Zeus? Come here, Zeus. Zeus, come here. Maybe not. Zeus is my 3-pound white Chihuahua, and he's a pain in the ass. He snores louder than an elephant. Come here, Zeus. He thinks he's in trouble, but yeah, this is Zeus. He's my little old man, and he has missed me terribly since I've been gone. So he has kind of been stuck to me like glue, huh? He has the best side eye. He has the best side eye. You're welcome, Rogue One. I'm not going to lie. I got really homesick for this little fucking dog. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. He is the sweetest boy. Huh? I love you too. All right. He's my baby. He's my baby. All right, Julie Tibbs, you ready? I'm glad that you kind of knew what that was, Rogue One. So before Zeus, I actually had a Thor. A little tiny apple head. Oh, I absolutely will, Miss Julie. She will appreciate that. So she's got a really bad sinus infection right now, and it's kind of kicking her ass. So not COVID. She got tested as not COVID, but she's got a pretty gnarly sinus infection, and I feel really bad for her. So, all right, Miss Julie Booley, ready? You have Ask Body. Then you have the Explorer. And then you have Shadow. So, oof. So let me just say, you have an interesting shift with your meat sack coming up. I would bet it's probably already started. Every time we go through a huge change with ourselves, and you're like, getting a yawn, our meat sack tends to try to commit mutiny. Suddenly, even good foods that we used to love, we can't stand. We're craving weird shit. It's almost like being pregnant, but not. And then at the same time, your body is starting to crave things that maybe you never even liked before. So it's like a fucked up version of pregnant cravings. Aw. I will tell her, Lakota, thank you. You have no idea how much she'll appreciate that. You're fixing to go through another shift like that, Julie. Now, with this shift, you're going to go through an energetic shift as well. That Explorer card is a little different. It's not physically going and exploring some places. It's actually putting you in a place where you're ready to explore some of this really deep shadow work that I'm going to say you've been putting off. Now, I don't think that you in particular have been, oh, I can't deal with that right now. I'm going to deal with it later. I don't think that. What I think is going on is every time up to now that you've sat down or you've thought, you know what, I'm ready to deal with that hard shit. I'm ready to deal with those emotions, that trauma, etc. I'm ready to deal with it. Something has happened. Whether somebody called, somebody came over, whatever. Something has happened. So you couldn't. You kind of forgot about it, put it to the back, put it to the wayside because it was like, well, something's just going to interrupt me again. Now, however, is coming the time when you're going to be able to dive into that head first. So just know it's going to be a bit of a rough time for you because your body's going to be committing mutiny and you're going to be diving down the shadow work path pretty hardcore. I would highly recommend getting somebody opened my door. Hey, boys. Hey, thank you. It's dark. Like Zeus doesn't even know what he's barking at this point. He's just barking to bark. I love you. He does this all the time. It's really funny. Something will set my other dogs off, and he's the last one to bark, and then he just barks. And I'm like, buddy, there's no threat anymore. Like, it's been gone for 20 minutes, but he still barks. It's kind of comical. So, Miss Julie, you have an interesting time coming up. And even though shadow work can be really, really tough, it's so rewarding and it moves you forward so far. You're going to be a much stronger, more resilient person for it. But just know it is going to be some really deep, intense, really intense shadow work. Okay? So, if you need me, I'm here. If you need me, I'm here. I promise. All right, Kim Garcia, you ready? Oh yeah, he has to have his 2 cents in. He usually puts a whole nickel, sometimes a dime. And sometimes he forgets he put money in and he puts more money in. You're welcome, Miss Julie, honey. Okay, I was making sure that wasn't 2. I don't know who's. Oh, good Lord. Let me go throw them out of my room. They can go bark out there. Hey. Come on. Just go. Come on, Bear. I mean, you can leave the door open and let them go in and out, but yeah. Oh, no, it's okay. Just let them go in and out and they'll get over their shit in just a minute.
No, he was wanting out of my room.
Oh, I see.
He was throwing a fit.
Gotcha. All right. So, Miss Kim, you ready? You have connect to heart. Then you have the wildling. And then you have trust. So, you've kind of forgotten that playful aspect of yourself, Kim. I'm not going to say it's inner child because it's not. It's literally that playful aspect of you. Things have gotten so serious lately that I think even when people are joking with you, you take it seriously. And so, like, maybe somebody will make a joke and you're like, oh, no, it's actually this, blah, blah, blah. I do the same thing when I get too far in my own head. But for some reason, you've literally forgotten and moved so far away from that funny ass part of you that's in there. You've got to connect back to that, Miss Kim. You've got to connect back to that, Kim. Because there is a part of you. There's a part of you that needs to be let out. Call it midlife crisis, call it whatever you want. But it's like these parts of you, these things that you've always wanted to experience, that have just been forgotten about. So you've got to connect back to you to get back to enjoying this. When you're able to do that, and it's actually a little easier than you think, because I know as I'm saying this, you're like, yeah, that's not going to happen. It will, I promise. It's going to help restore this. Because some of the reasons that you've gotten so serious and some of the reasons that you've forgotten how to be that funny ass person that's in there is because of the trust issues that you have. The trauma has built these trust issues, has caused you to be too serious, etc. So in getting back to you and allowing your soul to enjoy some of those things that you've always wanted to do, it's going to help to heal some of these trust issues that you have. So it's not going to be a small thing. It's not going to be a quick thing. But it's going to be an amazing thing. The good things usually don't ever come very easy or very fast. You have to put the work in. All right, Christina, you ready? Hey, Monique, how are you? Good. I'm so glad, Miss Kim. And thank you for all the gifts earlier. All right, Miss Christina, you ready? So the card that flung out was Withdraw, and it's kind of whopper jaw like this. So if you guys have never watched me read before, I've been reading for a very, very long time. I pay attention to how the cards shuffle. I pay attention to how they fall. So when it's whopper jawed like this, yes, it's a word I learned from my grandparents. I use it all the fucking time. You're welcome to use it too. I gift it to you, okay? When it's whopper jawed like this, it means it's moving like this. Now, if it was like this, it would be going that way. Card orientation matters, guys. So, thank you, Ms. Kim. Seeing that it's like this tells me that you're moving toward a pretty intense period of withdrawal. Hermit mode. Hermit mode activated. There's a reason for it, though, because the next card, this Ask Body card, tells me that you've been going through some physical issues lately. And I have a feeling that not only does that have your it's almost like your self-worth has gone down a little bit. It's kind of knocked you down. It's kind of punched you in the gut. And it's causing you to withdraw because you don't feel like your normal self. I totally understand. Everybody goes through that. When your health is not the greatest, when you just feel like shit, or you have a chronic illness that acts up, whatever, it can cause you to not feel like yourself. And then you don't want to do anything. You don't want to be around people because why? So then you withdraw. It's a vicious cycle. I really do understand. So here's the thing. This right here. This is the Get Wild card at the end of all of that. Now, earlier when this card popped up and I was kind of making little innuendos, is not how this card is here. Here, this card is telling you a lot of these health issues and a lot of this hermit mode that you're fixing to go into can be fixed by getting outside, by enjoying nature, by grounding yourself. Everybody is different with that. Some people love being outside in the woods. Some people love the beach, some mountains, whatever. I get it. Whatever your chosen nature spot is exactly where you need to head, Miss Christina. Okay? It's exactly where you need to head. So, withdraw to whatever nature aspect is calling your soul at that moment. And if it's 3 or 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them. I'm just saying. Go on a little walkabout, pull a boatie, just take off, do some shit and some things. Go play on the volcano fields, the lava fields, I guess, under the caldera. Go put your feet in the cold water. Play in the sand. Enjoy the trees. All those things. Do the things. All right, Miss Bree. See, your spiritual advisor just told you that you needed to go to the beach. I'm serious, guys. One of these days, I will actually get some little, like, obviously fake prescription pads and just write you guys prescriptions that your spiritual advisor said you need a vacation to the beach. I'm just saying, right? I'm glad, Miss Christina. I'm glad. Hey, Brianne, how are you? You know that we're all dying to hear about the job. Any news on that front? You came at us with that big O announcement the other day. So, you know, we're all dying to know. We're all dying to know. I mean, I do have an honorary doctorate. It happens to be in not this, but still, it counts, right? It counts. Does it count? Yeah, we've all been waiting patiently, Miss Brie. So, all right, here you go, girl. So you have the Magi. Thank you, love. Then you have the Warrior. I love this card. It's really cool. You haven't heard anything yet? Well, that's good. No news is good news sometimes. And then you have the Pillar. So I know that you've been through kind of a rough patch lately, Miss Bree. And I'm so glad that you're back to where you can hang out with us on my lives. With some of the really tough shit that you've been through, I just want to say that I'm very, very proud of you because you've realized that all of the bullshit and all of the hard shit is to be appreciated. It makes you who you are. It makes life magical. You've shifted how you look at things to seeing that life is magical and not seeing that all of these hardships and all of these horrible things are beating you down. You've shifted how you look at things. So again, I want to say I'm very proud of you for that because I know that that was a hard thing for you to shift your brain into doing. It's hard for anybody to do. When you shifted your brain into seeing that the world around you is literally just purely magical. Oh, you're so well. It's a good cry. You can't tell me I made you cry and then not tell me if it's a good cry. So you have to, like, I'm a Capricorn. I need the visual. But with seeing that everything around you is magical, I think you're starting to realize this right here. So, yeah. So, yeah. Miss Janie, help you find what you're looking for, hon. Sometimes I love when people don't listen. I'm just saying. But I digress. Miss Bree, you're realizing that you've survived so much and you've done so much that you're an amazing, strong ass warrior. You're not a victim. You're a warrior, sweetie. So here's why all of those things have happened. Here's why you had to see how magical the world was. Here's why you had to become that warrior, because you have a path to becoming a pillar for other people. Somebody that helps guide them when they're in these phases right here, when they're in the phases before those. Love. You're on the path you've always been on and that you've always needed to be on. And I'm proud of you for holding your head up high and continuing to walk this path. So, I'm going to say it one more time because I don't think that you hear it enough. And I feel like I need to keep saying it to you that I'm very, very proud of you, Miss Brienne. I'm very, very proud of you. So, I'm proud of you. I think y'all, it's funny when y'all, I see a lot of you guys say, oh, I'm happy I can watch you on my TV. Do you know how weird it is to watch yourself on the TV? It's just weird. It's just weird. All right. Jeff, you ready? How are you, my friend? All right. I'm glad that you came, Miss Bree. We all know you're going to get the job. We're all pushing. Just saying. You deserve it, sweet pea. All right. Jeff, you start off with the Seeker. I'm good. Thank you. You're so sweet to ask. You start off with the Seeker. And I want you guys to notice something on this card. I read with these cards for about 3 months before I realized this. And I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to explain why. Because somebody was like, ooh, that's really gross. So see the Seeker? I'll show you guys on YouTube. See, those are teeth. Those are teeth. No, it's not a tooth fairy card. But teeth represent wealth, believe it or not. So they represent abundance. But yeah, you have the Seeker, then you have the Pillar, and then you have Speak the Truth. So, thank you, love. So, we're going to start here because for some reason I feel like your brain tends to work backwards better than it works forwards. In allowing yourself to be bold enough to speak the truth about situations, because you try to please everybody and you try to be the pillar, you try to be the guide, you try to be the one who turns the other cheek, you try to be the bigger person. So you don't speak your own truth because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you don't want to make anybody mad. You try to be the pillar so much that you constantly feel like you're seeking something out. And you are. But what you're seeking out, you've had all along. You just don't allow it to manifest. You don't allow it to be out in the open. So the very things that you're seeking, you already hold. I think if you look at things in the context of allowing you to speak your own truth into the universe and allowing yourself to speak your goals, your manifestations, your energy into the universe, you're going to realize that you already have everything. You already have all the means. You already have all of the pillars in place within you that you give to everybody else. You already have all of those things. But like I said, you have to start speaking that out into existence. I think that you are a very, very talented manifester, and I think that you're able to do it for other people. I pretty much know that you do. You do it for other people because you want everybody around you to be happy and to be whole and to have what they need. Thank you, love. So you don't do it for yourself. Like I just said, you have to secure your own mask before you can help anybody else, because you can't help anybody else if you're on the floor. So, hey, Sass, do you see Brienne's message? We need to make sure we check on that for her tomorrow. I'll check on it tomorrow for you, Miss Brienne, okay? I got you, girlie. So, Jeff, you already have everything you need to make all of the things that you want reality love. You really do. So, does that help? Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Well, we'll get it figured out, Bree. I promise. We've had some issues with. Good. I'm glad, Jeff. We've had some issues with my web host lately. So one of the things I'll be doing over the next couple of months will be redoing my entire website because the hosting company I have right now is dumb. Just saying it nicely. Tammy, I'm throwing your cards on the floor. Oh, does Bree have a couple? Make sure I put it exactly the way it fell. All right, Miss Tammy, you ready? So you start off with Get Wild, girl. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm just kidding, but I'm not kidding. Then you have Dare to Dream, and yes, it's Whopperjaw, and yes, this is the way it fell on the floor. Make sure to pick it up exactly the way it fell. Then you have Higher Perspective. So let me pause for a minute, Tammy. Everybody is asking about my earrings. Yes, they are real butterfly wings. Yes, I wear them a lot. They are some of my favorites. I do have a smaller pair too. I got these from a vendor at the Oddities and Curiosities Festival. They are at every single one. So there's only 3 left in the year. There's Portland, there's Seattle, and there's Oklahoma City. I meant to go by their booth when I was there in Las Vegas, and I didn't get a chance to. I am not a big fan of green, but I was walking by on my way to the bathroom, and they had some fantabulous neon green ones that I wanted so bad. I will say that this pair right here cost me about $40. I'm just letting you guys know. They are some of my favorite earrings, but I will let you know they are a little fragile, so you have to be kind of careful. But yes, they are real butterfly wings. They are real butterfly wings. So yes. And for those of you guys that are going to ask next, yes, they are ethically sourced, guys. Okay. Nobody is killing butterflies to make earrings for a Bodhi. I promise. I mean, I hope not. That'd be really shitty. I don't want that karma. But anyway, ready? Ready, Miss Tammy? So your Get Wild, girl. I know I was making the faces at you and making the innuendos, but sweetheart, you need to let loose. Literally, you need to let loose. Now, I don't think that you're so uptight you're about to break, but you're getting there. You're getting there. You have got to let loose. I think that you've probably been so focused on other people's things, you've forgotten about your own. You've forgotten about the things you want to do, the things you love to do, the things that make Tammy happy. And here's what it's doing. See how this is Whopperjawed? It's holding this like this. It's holding your dreams and the things that you want like this. It's almost like they're just always being held out of your reach. So, you've gained an amazing higher perspective lately, Miss Tammy. And I have a feeling that you feel like it's right there on the precipice. Like you should be able to reach out and grab the rest of it, but you can't. It feels like that remainder of that higher perspective is being held back just like your goals are. You need to let loose. You need to go out and yell in the woods. You need to go splash in the rain. You need to go get muddy. You need to throw the mud. You need to do the fun kid shit, girl. Will help unlock these two things here. Okay? It will help unlock those things for you and help you rush forward. Y'all are so sweet. I see your comments about the Reiki session earlier. So the energy today was shit. Y'all know it and I know it. It was shit. Let's call it what it is. So it wasn't just going to be a normal Reiki session. It just couldn't have been. Because even I had a shit day, and I normally don't have shit days. So I'm so glad that it helped all of you guys. For those of you guys that missed it, I do it every single Thursday, every Sunday, 8:30 Central, even when I'm out of town. All right, Miss Amelia Jansen, you ready? So you have the Sage. Then you have Manifest. I love this card too, by the way. Then you have Compassion. You're so ready. You're so welcome, Miss Tammy. I almost said you're so ready. See, you're ready. I'm already telling you you're ready. So just go do the things. Go play in the mud. There's something extremely childlike and awesomely weird about playing in the mud as an adult. It's awesome. Y'all should all do it. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right. Miss Amelia. So you've had someone interesting come across your path lately. The Sage is someone that they're intricately connected with the universe around them. And this is something that you yourself are striving for. You've recently had someone come into your path, cross your path. What's funny is it's like I see them just kind of wisp across your path here and there, here and there. So they're going to come in and out. Every time they come in, they bring you some really unique wisdom about where you're going. Every time they go out, they do the same thing. You're gaining all of these unique little pieces of wisdom. This kind of tells me that you're a very, very detail-oriented person. You need all the tiny details. You need all the little teeny tiny Legos to make the big, cool sculpture. Like you need the little tiny ones in place before you place the big ones. So as this person is coming in and out and they're leaving these little tidbits and moving you forward here and here and here and here, they're teaching you how to manifest correctly. For some reason, you've been going about it the normal way, and your brain is too detail-oriented for it to work in the normal way. Does that make sense? Everybody's brain is differently wired. What works for some people with manifesting isn't going to work for other people. If you're neurodivergent in any way, normal manifestation techniques are not going to work for you. Just like caffeine is going to put you to sleep versus hype you up. So as this person's coming in and out and they're bringing all these little building blocks, you're literally learning how to manifest correctly. As you learn how to manifest correctly, you're going to, and now when I say this, please don't think I'm saying you're a cold person because it's going to come out that way. And I'm not meaning it that way, but words are interesting for Bodhi this evening. So as you learn to manifest correctly, you're going to start to have a lot more compassion for people and animals and things and places around you. See what I mean? When that came out of my face, I was like, oh my God, it sounded even worse. Kind of like I'm saying you're like a really cold ass person. Totally not. We all go through this, guys. We think that we are the most compassionate being in the world. And then as we start to grow spiritually, we realize that we weren't. We start to let go of some of these things as we move forward. We start to have way more compassion for things, people, animals, places, situations, etc. around you. So I will say one of the things that I'm really thankful about the way I grew up is that I was taught to respect everything, everybody's point of view. every animal, every plant, everything. And I was taught that if you needed it, you used every bit of it. I still hold that compassion for everything. It's gotten much deeper as I've gotten older, because as a kid, you're just like, oh, okay, dad's going to make us do this and this and this, Now, as an adult, I have the spiritual aspect of it too. And I see the compassion in using every single bit of something. You're getting to that point too. And it's going to become deeper and deeper and deeper until you become this sage without even realizing you became the sage. It's usually what happens. So it's going to be kind of a winding path because of how your brain works. But I really hope to see you in a year and see where you are on your path. So I think that's fantastic, Miss Amelia. All right. Miss Teresa Dewsbury. You're welcome, sweet pea. I think that I probably need to have a dad session, Reiki session one of these days. So for those of you guys that haven't heard me talk about my dad or anything like that, about the way I grew up, et cetera, my dad is Potawatomi. That is way too many fucking cards. We'll take this one instead. We'll take these two. What's up with this? What's up with this, Teresa? This is like all the cards, girl. You have too much shit going on. But I grew up appreciating a lot of the very spiritual aspects that come with the different drum beats and things like that. And so I've been feeling the need to do that again. So maybe Sunday we'll do that aspect instead of the more Viking warrior, unless I decide to do the Shield Maiden and then we're all about the warriors. It is what it is. We'll figure it out. All right. Ready, Miss Teresa? Girl, what's up with this? This is the Speak Truth card, literally right off the bat. Well, you got some shit going on, don't you? So you have the Speak Truth card. Then you have nature. Y'all, this new ring keeps just sliding around like that. You're getting all the sapphire vibes. Then you had these two. Remember how I said you had all the cards coming out? So you had trust, and then underneath it you have withdraw. So here's the thing. Something has had you... That Speak Truth card is literally a double-edged sword for you right now. Something has had you, in some aspects, speaking out too much, and in other aspects, literally shutting yourself down. Actually, in looking at this, I was giggling at first, but now, after really looking at everything, I feel like you need the biggest hug. Because with this double-edged sword, and with you having to hold back this part of yourself, it's literally causing you to withdraw. It's causing you to distrust people that you thought you could always trust. It's causing you, wow, did you hear that, redneck? I am so sorry. No, none of y'all better admit that you heard the redneck come out of my face just now. That was severely Oklahoman, and I apologize. It will happen again, I'm sure, y'all. So it's causing you to withdraw. It's causing you to distrust people that should have always been there. And it's causing you to really seek out how you best ground yourself. I'm really sorry that you're going through this right now, Miss Teresa. I really, really am. Because in looking at all of these cards, this is a lot, sweetheart. It's a lot. And the thing is, here's what I'm going to advise you to do. I'm going to advise you to find a time when you can completely shut down. When you can completely withdraw and shut down. You need to. You need a reset. Now, to completely shut down, you need a disconnect, a reset. One of the best ways to do this, give yourself a time limit. And really, I'm going to say give yourself at least 2 hours. Okay? The longer, the better. Don't have any specific destination in mind. Just pick a direction and go. Whether you're walking, whether you're driving, whether you're on the subway, whatever, just pick a direction and go. Go for an hour. Stop. Take a deep breath, stretch, pee, whatever you need to do, and turn around and come back. That disconnect, that physical disconnect, is what you need. The withdrawal is what you need, but in a different way. Does that make sense? So you need to withdraw from some of these situations that are causing you to push part of yourself down and causing you to speak out more than you normally would. And again, I feel like you just need the biggest hug, Miss Teresa. And I'm really sorry that you're going through some of this bullshit. And here's where I say the normal things, everything happens for a reason. It's putting you on your path. I know I hate to hear those things and I hate to say them to people, but it's really true. It's really true. So have a really good disconnect, sweetheart. Have a disconnect. And then withdraw a little bit on your terms. Okay? Okay. All right, Suzanne Horn. So I have Suzanne, Lizzie, Brianna Day, Valerie, Ashley, and Kathy Mazzell. Oh, everybody can use a hug. Literally everybody. So maybe I need to do a hug class. I know that sounded funny, but there are actually pressure points on the back of the head, the neck, and the shoulders that when you hug somebody, if you hit them, and you don't have to hit them, you just literally place your hand on them. But by hitting those pressure points, it causes a lot of different endorphins and serotonin and stuff like that to release in their body. And it allows them to release some of the stress that they hold on to too. So, we ready, Miss Suzanne? You have the Sovereign. Then you have Release. And then you have Share Wisdom. Oh, well, I'll have my mods remind me to set that up. So, Miss Suzanne, I knew that was coming. Girl, I want to kind of gripe at you a little bit, but I don't think I need to because I think that you already know all of these things. Thank you, Serena. I think you already know all these things, okay? You need to stop playing around and own this damn queen energy that you have. It has been rained down on you from the universe lately. Literally rained down on you from the universe. You got to release all of the reasons. Really, you've got to release all of the reasons why you feel like you can't let it out. You've got to release all of this guilt for some reason that you hold about owning your amazing power that the universe has been raining down on you. All of those walls and all of that baggage is costing you from moving forward. It's holding you back. Because all of the things that put those holds in place, that put those walls in place, are things that other people need to hear about. They need to hear from you. They need to know that what they're going through, you've been there and you've survived and you came out with this amazing boss ass energy on the other side. It will help so many people. You have no idea. You have no idea. Why is yours making me yawn so much? Why, Suzanne? Why? Oh my gosh. Girl, you have an amazing amount of queen energy in there. I understand it's really hard to release some of those blocks. I really, really do. I really, really do. So just know that there's no time limit on this. There's no time limit on this. You do it on your time. Even though I'm kind of pushing you, it's because I want to see you share this wisdom and grow. Know that it has to happen, okay? But it needs to happen on your own terms for you to really feel comfortable and own all of this queen energy, okay? Okay. Miss Lizzie Button, you ready? I probably need to quit talking so much and speed up a little bit because I've been drinking a lot of tea today. I'm about to float off. About to float off. You're welcome so much, sweetheart. All right, Miss Lizzie, you ready? So you have reflect. Then you also have speak the truth. Oh, well, go to bed, love. It's so sweet that you waited up. And then you have sacred sexuality. Girl, you got to speak up for yourself when it comes to your relationships. You've got to speak up for yourself because for some reason you allow the people that are in your life, and this is not just love type relationships, but a lot of it is. Like the vast majority, 90% of it is love type relationships. The other part is like family, friends, etc. You've got to start standing up for yourself, what you want, what you need, where you're going. You've got to stand up for yourself. You have to. You're reflecting back this image of you that is unrealistic. And the more you reflect this back, the more you reflect back this person at them, the more they're going to take advantage of it. Even though they say they're not, they're doing it on purpose. You have got to speak up for yourself. It's holding you back in so many ways, and it's holding back your divine feminine power that you could be harnessing and literally steamrolling over your goals and aspirations and manifestations. You could have literally everything you want by tapping into that divine feminine, by not speaking your truth and reflecting this weaker person back and allowing these people to keep on using it like this. You're costing yourself being in tune with that divine feminine aspect. So I actually don't feel like I need to say much more than that. I really don't. Thank you, Moon. I really don't feel like I need to say much more. So, sweetheart, you need to tap into that divine feminine. You need to speak your truth. You need to speak up for yourself. You need to not allow people relationship-wise to manipulate what you reflect back to them, okay? Okay. Oh, you're in California? Yeah. It's what, 9 o'clock there? Almost 9 o'clock? All right, Brianna Day, you ready? Too many cars. I feel like that was more than one card, but it's not. Then you try to have all of these come out. All right. So you have the Warrior. And then you have Ask Body. And then you have the Weaver. So I'm kind of curious if you have a chronic illness, because what this talks about right here, Miss Brianna, is that you've really had to become a warrior as far as your own health is concerned, as far as your own well-being is concerned, as far as my yawns are concerned. But you've really had to become a warrior. If it's not you that has a chronic illness, it's somebody right there close to you. It's forced you to become an advocate, to become a warrior. And when I say advocate, I don't mean that you're out there, holding picket signs and that stuff all the time. But you're on a path to weaving your own fate in an amazing way as far as this is concerned. As far as this chronic illness, as far as helping others, as far as sharing your story, sharing your side of things. You're on an amazing path to do that. Yes to both. And I have a feeling that there's people around you that have told you either what you're trying to do, thank you, love, what you're trying to do is a waste of time or stupid or whatever. It's like they're trying to keep you from being this advocate. Love, don't let them keep you from being this advocate. Don't let them stop you. Okay? You were brought through these things for a reason, because you needed to be this weaver to help other people, to show them how you've gone through these things. Guys, people are in our paths for a reason. Sometimes it's a good reason. Sometimes it's a bad reason. People can be in your path to knock you off your path. The universe requires balance. And unfortunately, it works most of the time, about half the time. Don't let them knock you off your path of being an advocate for other people. Sharing your story, sharing what happened, why you are, how you've healed, how you've not healed. In both of those aspects. You're a really, really strong ass person, Miss Brianna, excuse me. You're an amazingly strong ass person. And the universe needs more of that, especially when it comes to being an advocate for other people that are ill. Don't let people talk you out of doing things, okay? If you feel that strongly about it, then it needs to happen. Okay? I hope that made sense. All right, Miss Valerie Trevino. Have Valerie, Ashley. Oh, thank you so much, love. I fully appreciate that. You have no idea. Have Valerie, Ashley, and Miss Kathy. Thank you, Owl Mama. Really? From me or just ever? Because there's no pressure there if it's just ever. Awesome. How are you, Valerie? You good? I'm glad that it does. I'm glad that it does, Bree. All right. Oh, I'm excited. All right, Miss Valerie, here you go. First off, with you on. Sorry about that. I probably should change the music because it's no longer aggressive Viking music. Back to the beginning. It's no longer aggressive Viking music. No longer. Just saying. It's putting me to sleep. So, oh, thank you, love. So you have play. It's been a rough day for everybody. You have play. Then you have trust. And then you have transmute. So, Miss Valerie, love. While the play card for you also means that you need to allow yourself some time to enjoy life around you, the trust card is a little different for you than it has been for other people. You need to allow yourself to relax and know that the universe has got your back. Know that everything will be okay and everything will work out exactly how it is supposed to. Have a little faith that the universe knows where you're going, sees what you need, and is continuing to put it there. When you realize that you don't have to stress so much over things because everything is going to happen exactly how it needs to happen, you're going to start transmuting all of this stagnant energy that's been sitting there into amazing things. It's almost like taking all that stagnant energy and giving it back to the universe and allowing the universe to shift it into something amazing for you. I don't know why this is doing this, so I'm going to refresh and see because this is really weird. I lost my last two people. I'm glad that Tiffany is letting me know who it is. So, Miss Valerie, gotcha. And it is hard to trust in fate. Trust me. It is hard to trust in the universe sometimes. Even I get frustrated and caught up in it. And I'm like, oh no, like I got to stress and I got to do this and do this. The universe always is like, look, bitch, I got you. Stop stressing. It'll be okay. So by just allowing yourself to relax and enjoy, it'll really help you to trust in my yawns, in the universe, that the universe has really got your back, sweetheart. I promise. It's hard. I understand. But I've seen it in my own path. I've seen it in my own life. Every time I get stressed out about money or whatever, usually it's money, but every time I get stressed out about something like that, there's just that little gut feeling that everything is going to be okay. And it always is. In fact, it's always better than I originally wanted. So get out and have some fun. Play. Allow the universe to take care of you. Okay? So. All right. Miss Ashley Wilson. And then I have Kathy Mazzell. And then I'm going to go to bed. Exactly. If you guys came in at a time when someone else's reading was going on, wow, you can't make this shit up, and it really resonated with you hardcore, exactly what Sass said. It was meant for you to hear. Sweet. All right. You ready, Miss Ashley? So you have transmute. Like I said, you can't make this shit up. Y'all saw me shuffle repeatedly. Then you have the seeker with the teeth. And then you have release. So, Miss Ashley, girl, you're already a master at transmuting things. You just don't realize it. You just don't realize it. You already know how to transmute energy into what you want. But the thing is, you're using it in ways that it's like these little teeny tiny things instead of the big things. So you're constantly seeking out the big things because you don't realize that it takes a whole bunch of teeny tiny things to make a big thing. For some reason, you're having a problem releasing the idea that everything you need is a big thing. Seek out all the small things first, because all the small things make a big thing. When you start realizing all the little small things that are out there that you need, that you want, that you can manifest, you can hold immediately, you're going to see how all those little bitty Legos make an amazingly beautiful sculpture. So start transmuting that energy into the small things and watch it grow into big things. This is where I wish that I could do the He-Man things. I have the power. That's exactly what you have. You have all the power. You have all the power. Transmuting is, someone asked, what is transmuting? Transmuting is taking one thing and turning it into something different. So, for example, taking a bad situation and turning it into a good situation, shifting your words, shifting your way of thinking, etc. So, yeah. Does that help, love? All right, Miss Kathy, you ready? You are my last one, girl. And then I'm going to go put food in my face and go bed. Did you catch all that, Miss Ashley? All right. You got one all Whopper Jod. Good. I'm glad. Once you learn how to, well, that's interesting. Once you learn how to really transmute all those little things into big things, girl, there's no stopping you, Ashley. There is no stopping you. None. So, all right, Miss Kathy, you ready? Well, I hope that it resonated with you. I hope that it told you what you needed to know. You're a really special soul, love. You kind of have limitless power. Once you learn how to tap into it, there is no stopping you. There's no stopping you. So I'm honored that I got to give you your very first one. All right, Miss Kathy, you ready? So you have the sage and it fell out Whopper Jod like this. And here's why I said interesting. So see how this has two bundles, two staffs. Okay. Your next one is reclaim. And look what's in, well, it's in the mouth. See what I'm saying? And then you have the observer, which also ties in with that huge circle. So, Miss Kathy, you've been on a path to becoming a sage as long as you've been alive. For some reason, you put it on the back burner. You just pushed it aside and decided that it wasn't going to be you, wasn't going to be a thing. You didn't want to walk down that path anymore. And I think a lot of it is because the universe pushed you off of it. When we have a very important path to walk, when we have others to guide, the universe tends to shove so much in our path to try to break us or try to mire us down and just keep your head down and do the things and just try to get out. People that have a very important path that are meant to be a guide are going to have way more than their share of trauma, of tragedy, of really hard experiences. You've got to reclaim that need and that want to grab that sage energy back. A lot of it is going to come from observing everything around you. And I know you're probably like, well, I already look at everything around me. No. Observing the things that are energetically hard to catalog. And I said it that way for a reason. There are some things that happen around us that energetically we're like, okay, that's good, that's bad. Happy, sad, angry, ecstatic. But there are some things that we can't really explain energetically. We don't have a word for it. You need to observe all of these things. Knew that was coming. You need to observe all of these things that don't have an instant emotion, an instant tag tied to them. So a sage is a wise person. It's another term for spiritual guide. It's not as used as much in like the northern areas of the US as it is some of the South. You've got to reclaim all of those connections that you had spiritually when you were younger, love. And really, really be observing everything around you, especially the energy that you can't pinpoint, if that makes sense. Pinpoint in the right word, but that's the only word I can think of that words. So as you start reclaiming this part of yourself, Kathy, it's going to do a couple things. One, you're going to not want to people very much at all until you have your protections and stuff in place. And two, it's going to bring you closer to other people that are already on this path. People that, good and bad, that are supposed to be on this path. But I would highly recommend researching what a sage means, what they do, and so on. I have a feeling that it will resonate with you even harder than this. I'm glad this makes sense. I'm glad. And thank you. Guys, it's easy to pull off a vibe. It's easy to pull off your vibe when it's authentically you. So, yes. Does that help, Miss Kathy? All right. With that, guys, let me get on here. My YouTube friends, I am going to go ahead and jet off of here so I can go to bed. There we go.